that star, I do it so well. It's Puma on the toes, but the stars on the clothes. I'm Starboy, fresh at the DF Dub. Yeah, I'm a hard hitter. Don't stare to fit, it'll ego hit you. What is you saying, man? Look at the swag. Please do forgive the brag. I'ma pull up later in the Cowboy jag. Don't you slip on the drip, I'm flossing the sauce. Go so hard for the star. Yeah, that be win, lose, or draw. If you take a L, get the F off my block. Cowboys win. Rock Joes, pull up the shots. Really can't help it, got a star status. Even got it tatted on my arm. Yes, we be 5 green strong. Left a little room cause it's quest for the SIDS. Starboy really reppin' this shit. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep reppin' loud until there's no more left in ya. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep reppin' loud until there's nothing left in me. Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys to the death for me.
Yeah, tell me who the #1 fan. Yeah, Mr. Westside, I'm the man. Dallas Cowboys from my head to the toes. They better recognize who the fuck I am. Damn, haters run their mouth like a bitch when they team ain't shit and my team stay lit. Yeah, I'm about to rep this shit to the day I die in an all blue casket. If you wanna get with a club with love, tell Star Status Westside sent ya. Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame. Emmett Smith is our main. Game time, prime time, all the time. Your team ain't never on TV like mine. That's because we different. We America's team and we run this. Like Zeke runs circles right at defense. Jerry Jones, that's nonsense. Let the coaches coach. And I'll have a smoke. And I know y'all wanna toast to that.
Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep reppin' loud until there's no more left in ya. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep reppin' loud until there's nothing left in me. Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. DC, that B4L. DC, that B4L. Reppin' that star, I do it so well. DC, that B4L. DC, that B4L. Reppin' that star, I do it so well.
All right, and we back. Sorry about that, y'all. It is your boy West Coast. Y'all should be able to hear me now, though. I apologize for that. I got kids who want to be inspiring rappers, but for whatever reason can't remember to put the equipment back when they finish using it. So you guys should be able to hear me now. I'm checking to make sure you guys can hear me now. Let me make sure. Making sure you guys can hear. You guys should be able to hear me now. Let's make sure you guys can hear me now. Let me know you guys. Welcome. All right, what up with you guys, man? It is your boys. It is your boys. All right, what's up with you, man? Sorry about that, man. Like I said, man, I got kids. Oh, yeah, I don't need the headphones because it's just me. I got kids that are inspiring rappers, but they got to learn how to put equipment back after they use it. So, you know, they was using daddy's equipment to make the new hottest rap song and did not put my freaking microphone back. So that's why I didn't have no sound right now. So I apologize for that. But we back, y'all. Let me get us up on Instagram real quick. You already know we didn't have bigger issues before, and we didn't came back. So we back up on this piece. Let me see. Let me dig. All right, there we go. Mercury. Okay, there we go. What up with you? Tony, Miss Tony, how you guys doing? What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast, man. We are live in the building, man. How are you guys doing, everybody? We live up on all major platforms. And Travis, I see you, man. I appreciate it. That's been rocking with me. I got a million, zillion, dillion things trying to go on right now. All of a sudden, I was supposed to have Coach Higgs on here right now, but my thing was tripping. So I'm gonna try to get him on a little bit later. But hey, man, we should be live in the building, man. I want to talk about a couple things before we get up out of here. Before we even start that, though, let's say hi to some people that's in the comment box. Miss Tony, how you doing? I see you. Hey, man, I'm using this new program, so unless I go over here, let me see if I can pull it up on Facebook, but it's hard with this new program I'm using. It's hard to see when you guys put stars in there, so if you guys can, when you put your stars in there, just put it in the comment box so I'll also know, so I can give you guys a shout-out, man. Just, you know, whatever stars you guys put in. Actually, I should be able to bring it up right here. But yeah, so let me shout out. What up with you, Matt? I see you. Who else I see over here? Wendy, how you doing? Travis, how you doing? John, how you doing? Reggie, how you doing? I see you. Hey, you guys, remember this week, starting tomorrow, I will have Lincoln Coleman right here on the show for Monday's show. Then on Tuesday, I'm going to have Jane Slater. She's going to be stopping by and giving us her most updated information as far as Dez Bryant, Jamal Adams, and the Dallas Cowboys draft situation. And we're going to try to sneak some Dak Prescott talk out of her too if we're able to. But we're for sure going to talk about some Jamal Adams, going to talk about some Dez Bryant, and we're going to talk about some possibilities of what the Dallas Cowboys might do in this upcoming draft. So make sure you guys you guys tune in tomorrow. Like I said, I got Lincoln Coleman stopping by tomorrow, and then on Tuesday I got Jane Slater from NFL Network that's going to stop by and give us her latest information on as far as the Dallas Cowboys when it comes to draft Dez Bryant and Jamal Adams. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have Quincy Carter. Quincy Carter is going to be stopping by the building, and we'll have Quincy Carter stopping by, and he's going to be talking about a little Dallas Cowboy quarterback. He's going to be talking a little backup quarterback, a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, make sure you guys stop. This whole weekend, man, it's going to be flooded with some really, really good Cowboy knowledge and information. I know the Dallas Cowboys got Jamie Foxx heading up their draft coverage. And I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Jamie Foxx, he funny as heck, man. He funny as heck. But I just don't believe that Jamie Foxx, with all his acting and funny biz, that he know the Dallas Cowboys and these Cowboys like your boy West Coast and Boss Cowboys. So if you want, I'm just saying, man. If you want to go hear some jokes, go on over there to DallasCowboy.com because they for sure going to have Jamie Foxx over there. But if you really want to hear some of that Cowboy bombage, man, if you really want to know what the hell is going on in your division and what the heck is going on in the NFL, you make sure you keep it locked right here on Dallas Cowboy Scouting and on Instagram at West Coast Cowboy and at at YouTube at West Coast Cowboy also. Carrie says West Coast your interview at it says West Coast your interview you did with Jane at training camp. Yeah, man, it paid off. Absolutely. Last year at training camp, I saw Jane Slater and she gave me the opportunity to interview her then. And I told her that I wanted to get her on the show at some point later on in the year and trying to get her thoughts and opinion on a couple subjects. And she went ahead and did that, man. So I'm very, very appreciative of Jane Slater from NFL Network. Also very appreciative of NFL Network for clearing it, because all this stuff that we do, it all has to get cleared. You know what I'm saying? None of this stuff you can just like call friends up and be like, yeah, man, you think you can just come on my show? When they get to Jane Slater's size, when at their steed, you got to get it approved and everything else. So, I appreciate for NFL Network, for coming through for a player too. But shout out to everybody on Instagram. Make sure you guys share. Shout out to everybody that's on Facebook. Miss Wendy, Matt, I see you guys. Star Breezy from Star Breezy Gaming, I see you over there. Why I do that? While I get my sip. This show is going to be exactly an hour. We're going to get in. We're going to get out. I need you guys to share, right? 1, 2, 3. At the very, very bottom left of your phone, you're going to see a little icon right there, and it says share. I need everybody to hit that share button. You don't have to share it to a group, but I want you to share it to one Cowboy fan or one group or one person that has been speaking about this next subject we're going to talk about. So this next subject we're going to talk about, man, or actually this first subject we're going to talk about is pretty much what's been in the Cowboys atmosphere. And today what's been in the Cowboys atmosphere for pretty much the entire day has been, should the Dallas Cowboys trade for a wide receiver? In particular, the wide receiver that who they've been speaking about is one, Christian Kirk, and then the other one, Marquise Goodwin. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Before I talk about both these guys, I want to let you guys know that I am actually a fan of both these guys. Like, I am actually a big fan of both these guys. Christian Kirk is a guy who I believe who is like, he's kind of Beasley-esque. You know what I'm saying? Where he can definitely get in and out of his routes very quickly and elusively. Another thing I like about him is that he's a guy that can win on his own. You know what I'm saying? Now, Marquise Goodwin, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest with you. Marquise Goodwin is a flat out just burner. That's what he's been since he was at Texas. That's pretty much been his claim of fame. You know what I'm saying? He's an Olympic speedster. You know what I'm saying? A guy that can get up and down the field very, very much fast. And, I mean, if you look at both of the guys, if you're looking at both of them, I would think that you would, if you're looking at just the who's better between the two of them, you see last year, Christian Kirk had 68 receptions. He had 108 target. He had 68 receptions. He had 108 targets. He caught 68 of those for 709 yards, 10 yards per catch. He had a bomb of 69 yards. He had 6 catches over 20 yards and 3 total touchdowns. Now, Marquise Goodwin, he had 12 yards. He had 12 catches, 21 targets, 186 yards, 15 yards per catch. He had 3 catches over 20 yards. I mean, even when he, even in the sparing time that he did play, he still was a guy that was, made some big plays. And he had 1 touchdown. So, I mean, if you're just looking at both of the guys, if you had to pick between one of these two guys, I'm definitely was going to lean probably toward Kirk. He's been way more productive. And not only has he been way more productive, man, he's been healthier. Marquise Goodwin is just one thing. I'm a former trackster. You know what I'm saying? That's, I'm football and track is my thing. Football is what I love. Track was what I was really good at. And one thing I know about track, man, is just, a lot of my track guys and just growing up, we always had hamstrings and different things with our muscles. You know what I'm saying? It's just we always had those types of things. And Marquise Goodwin is one of those guys who's just always been plagued by the injury bug. So if I had to just say just one of these guys, I would definitely probably be leaning more toward my boy Christian Kirk than I would toward Marquise Goodwin. Even though I do like Marquise Goodwin's speed, I feel like at 30 years old, because he's 29 years old, he'll turn 30 in this NFL season. I think a 25-year-old is just better. Now, Hey, Tyrone, I appreciate you, man, for the $2 super chat, man. I appreciate you. He says trade a fifth for Kirk and signing Dez. Sure. You know what? That's exactly where I was actually headed toward going. I mean, I appreciate you for the super chat, man, because that's Arthur. I appreciate you too. That's actually where I was actually leaning towards. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I don't really want to trade any assets for any one of these wide receivers, simply because this wide receiver class is so freaking deep. Like this wide receiver class is so deep where you have guys like, you've seen guys like normal day one guys that are projected to go in the second and third round, not the third round, but you have first rounders who are projected to go in the second round and second rounders who are projected to go in the third round. So it's like, for me to give up assets for another player, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it almost makes you want to think, well, why wouldn't you just go in the draft and just draft another guy? But I will say this, man, a Christian Kirk is better than a fifth round wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like that, there's no denying that. 100. 709 yards is better. That's pretty impressive in the NFL as a professional. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, do I think a rookie can come in here and get 709 yards right out his rookie year? I think he could. I think he probably could. But I think if I was looking for a guaranteed, I think Christian Kirk would be more of your guarantee. But I will say this, man. I am more under the impression that the Dallas Cowboys need to go for points. And I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, West Coast, I even had a guy tell me, oh, your love for Des Bryant is just blinding you. I'm like, bro, it ain't my love for Des Bryant, bro. It's my love for scoring points, bro. And when I look at both these receivers, I see 4 touchdowns. That's what I see. Like, shout out to Kirk for the yards, and I love you for the yards. But, bro, we were the number one receiving team in the NFL, number one passing team in all the NFL, Craig, last year. And guess what it got us? 8-8. We need points, bruh. We need points. 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 Going up and down the field means nothing to me. You want to know why? Because we went up and down the field last year. Up and down the field last year. Up and down the field last year. Got to the red zone and stopped. Got to the red zone and stopped. Send the field goal kicker out there, and he was barely making them. I want guys that represent points. And as much as I like a Kirk, if I'm able to get a Kirk on something like a 5th or a 6th round pick, I'll definitely jump at it because I'm drafting a wide receiver in the draft anyway. So if I get Christian Kirk, I probably won't draft a wide receiver. I still sign Dez. I'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Christian Kirk becomes your 3rd receiver at some point in his career. You know what I'm saying? Everybody says about, Tony Pollard does my special teams, so I don't care about these guys in special teams. I don't really care about that. You know what I'm saying? But you also got to remember, too, it's like before I trade for a guy like Christian Kirk, why won't I just give a guy like Devin Smith an opportunity? You guys remember Devin Smith? Devin Smith, and a guy who's on our team currently, a guy who took Josh Norman 54 yards to the house, to the heezy for sheezy, creeping it greasy. You know what I'm saying? You had Josh Norman running in the end zone like this. You know what I'm saying? That guy. Like, why can't we I don't see why we trade. And then think about this. Christian Kirk's a good guy too, but Devin Smith is a former 2nd round pick, bro. Been in the league almost 3-4 years now. He was a 2nd round pick. The only reason why the Jets released him is because he kept getting injured, but he played a whole season for the Dallas Cowboys and really didn't get hurt. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm interested. Just like when people say, just when people start, saying, this safety and that safety, I always think, well, why don't you guys want to see a Donovan Wilson, guy who's had so much promise? Like, I keep telling myself I'm going to do a show about players who we've forgotten about who are still currently on our team. You know what I'm saying? But I would not mind seeing like some full-time, like instead of giving up assets to go get Christian Kirk, why not Dallas Cowboys? Why not just give Devin Smith an opportunity? A guy who's already on your team, a guy who's already showed you with this quarterback that he can score in the NFL and has done it. So Dallas Cowboys, instead of using your drafts on picks on offensive players, just give utilize the tools that you already have, man. Instead of going buying 2-3 more weapons, utilize the tool you guys already have. You know what I'm saying? And that's my thing. It's like, instead of, that 5th round pick, you go to get another corner or defensive tackle, or, you know what I'm saying? Or more importantly, double down on the defensive, the right end. You want to know why? Because the commissioner is playing some shady games when he says stuff like he's not gonna decide until after the draft if he's gonna reinstate these guys. So think about this. What does that mean? That means that, shoot, as much as we may not want to think about it, there is a chance that he may not reinstate them. So if he does not reinstate them, what then? You're running to the goddamn free agency pool. So, you know what I'm saying? You need to double down. You might want to, why trade those picks away when you could go get 2 defensive ends in this draft? Why? Because if they don't, just say some funny business happen and we don't get Randy Gregory and what's the other boy? Randy Gregory, Alden Smith. You know what I'm saying? There's one more. David Irvin. What if the NFL says, nah, bro, we're not going to do it this year. We'll do it in 2021. What happens then? We don't have a right end. You know what I'm saying? You might need to draft somebody just in case, because you're not going to know before the draft. You know what I'm saying? All right. Brian says wide receiver number 1, Coop. Wide receiver number 2, Gallup. Wide receiver number 3, Smith, Pollard, and Dez. I like it. I absolutely like it, man. Absolutely like it. That's a good point. Man, shoot, man. Another thing I kind of wanted to talk about tonight was also because a lot of people have kind of been bringing his name up. And, I mean, it's a name that always comes up. And it's, my boy Mike Fisher. My boy Mike Fisher had a very interesting tweet about one Dez Bryant. And that tweet kind of went just like this. It says, we're getting indications that teams accelerated investigation on the idea of adding Dez Bryant's key hashtag Cowboys or Chief will most likely occur following the NFL draft. So what did that say to me? It says to me, what up with you from Oak Cliff? I see you, Peel, from Oak Cliff. What does that say to me? That says to me that the Dallas Cowboys or even the Chiefs or any team that is interested in Dallas and one Dez Bryant is going to be very interested right after this draft. So all them haters out there that keep saying, if Dez is so good, why ain't Dez on the team? Well, they just told you right there, man. A lot of teams are waiting until after the draft. You know what I'm saying? This is a very deep wide receiver class. Now, even though Dez Bryant will be cheap, because I think he's going to get about $2 million. I'm going to tell you this. A 4th round wide receiver will be cheaper. Hey, I'm just being real with you. I'm just being real. A 4th round wide receiver will give you, it'd be like 1.9, damn near $2.2 million for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? And that's the guy Dez got to beat. Dez don't got to, all y'all got it wrong. A lot of you guys are out there thinking Dez has to beat out Amari Cooper or Michael Gallup. No, Dez ain't got to beat them dudes out. Them dudes is cool. Dez got to beat out the rookie that we want to go draft that we could probably get cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Even cheaper than him. You know what I'm saying? That's the guy that Dez got to really beat out. You know what I'm saying? Beat out the thought of, oh, no, even though this guy is younger and will probably yield you more years, I'm going to be more effective in the years. I'm going to give you more in the years that I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So Dell says, I think our draft should be defense heavy. We need a possible day one starter on defense and definitely some depth on defense. Dole, can I ask you a question? Where on the defense do you think someone can even start? Tell me where you think someone can come in and start on our defense right now. Give me a position that you think somebody could come in and start. Star Breezy says, I'll take Dez in the red zone over any 3rd or 4th receiver. I would too. I mean, I definitely would. I mean, my thing is this, man. I'm looking for points, man. You guys already know what it is. I told you guys several times, with West Coast, it's all about points with me. I need guys who represent points. You know what I'm saying? I need guys who can, who are going to score touchdowns. Why? Because we had no problem getting to the end zone. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, can't nobody tell you, no matter what they try to fix their mouth to believe, but nobody thought that Randall Cobb was going to get 800 yards last year. So he did, and I'm happy for him, and that's probably why it made it so easy for the Dallas Cowboys to let him walk. But what we did need is some damn touchdowns. We needed touchdowns. Like, we need touchdowns. We need scores. So that's why, like, as much as I don't foresee the Dallas Cowboys draft on wide receiver first round, but if they did, just because I'm I'm so hungry for touchdowns, I wouldn't even be mad. Like, I wouldn't even be mad. 100. Like, if the Dallas Cowboys drafted a wide receiver in the first round, I wouldn't even be mad. I would not be mad. Want to know why? Because I'm hungry for touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? So all I ask for is if you do draft a wide receiver in the first round or wherever he is, guess what? Make sure he's a guy that has a ton of touchdowns, or, you know what I'm saying, guy who represents scoring. Now, do I think there's more important need that you can get out of that first round? Yes, I do. I do believe that. You know what I'm saying? I think my most important need right now, and I don't care how the Dallas Cowboys fix it, is still offensive line, man, and offensive guard. You know what I'm saying? You about to have Joe Looney. Last time Joe Looney and Connor Williams played together, man, that offensive line gave up 56 sacks. And that was 2018. So that's kind of, that. But I mean, do I believe the Dallas Cowboys will go offensive line in the first round? Nah, I don't think they'll do it. I'm just keeping it real. I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they'll do it. He says, I want a D lineman who can disrupt the box. I mean, Matt, that sounds good, man, but most defensive linemen don't even become disruptive until like year three. Like, I'm going to just keep it 1,000 with you, Matt. You name me a defensive end that wasn't drafted in the top 10 that was disruptive in their first year in the NFL. You won't really find many, man. You won't really find many at all. And I'm going to tell y'all this, man. You guys already know how I feel about Jamal Adams. I think some of y'all just be wearing me out with the talk about Jamal Adams. I want him. Like, there ain't much to talk about. I want him. You already know what I give up for him. What will I give up for him? Why? Will I give up pick 17? Yes, I'll give up pick 17 for him because he's worth it. Will I give up pick 17 and 50 or whatever that pick is in second round? No, I won't. I won't give up Jamal Adams to be picking then in the third round. Why? Because we have some needs still. You know what I'm saying? Would I give up Michael Gallup in a second? Yes, I would. People say why? Because we just talked about how deep this wide receiver class, right? Then we just talk about trading for Christian Kirk too. All right, you see what I'm talking about? See how that stuff falls in line? And then you just talk about Dez Bryant. They be like, oh, but why would you give up Gallup? He's the future. No, he's not. Amari Cooper is the future. You just gave that dude $100 million. What, you going to have two $100 million wide receivers? Like, think about that. Think about that. Think about that. Amari Cooper got a 5-year deal. Gallup's going to need a contract in 2 years. So what does that mean? What does that mean? That means if he keeps on elevating to where he's going to elevate, then guess what? Then he's going to walk. He's going to do exactly what Byron Jones did. Walk off your team and you get nothing for it. Exactly. Like Steve said, it still hurts knowing Byron Jones walked like nothing and you got nothing for it. This is a guy you brought into the NFL and you got nothing for him. Chris Roach, ain't nobody slipping on Dorrance Armstrong. I made a whole video on Dorrance Armstrong. Don't try to. Why is everybody sleeping on Dorrance? Man, I ain't sleeping on Dorrance Armstrong. Man, I projected Dorrance Armstrong as my starter, my right defensive end starter. West Coast said it. Right defensive end starter is going to be number 92, Dorrance Armstrong, and he's going to get 8 sacks next year. I'm calling it right now. Dorrance Armstrong, 8 sacks. I don't care when the NFL starts. He's getting them. As a matter of fact, I'm putting it in the comment box right now. He's getting 8 sacks right now. 8 sacks. What's his number? Number 93? Number 90. No, number 92. 992 in 2020. There you go. Hey, who want to put some money on it? Put a jersey on it and some come on tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. Hey, screenshot. I don't care. You ain't got a screenshot, to be honest with you, because I go live all the time. All you got to do is remember when I said it. And I'm going to just keep on saying, Dorrance Armstrong going to start and he going to get 8 sacks. He going to start and he going to 8 sacks. Want to know how I know? Because I did the film. I didn't watch the film. The film says he should have got 5 this year. Like, I know of 5 plays right now where Dorrance Armstrong should have gotten a sack. 2 times he got washed out. Basically meaning he just literally ran so fast that he ran right past him. He just ran right past him. Like, washed out. Like, you know how you run past, you be running and you try to stop and you can't. So then you arm. Like, he did that twice and missed the quarterback. So literally, if he stops, if he slows down, that's 2 sacks right there. That's 2 more right now that I know off the top of my head. Got the film. You know what I'm saying? Dorrance Armstrong. Kerry says, my bad. He's like, I got to get okay, that's what's up. If Aldon Smith plays, he will lead the team in sacks. Don't at me. Man, that sounds good if you believe the hype. I mean, we got to stop being hype beasts. The dude ain't played since 2015. I'm not going to at you at all. That doesn't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop being hype beasts. You know what I'm saying? Aldon Smith, when he played in 2015, he played for the Raiders, and he didn't get no 15, 16 sacks. That's not what he got. He didn't get no 10. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take somebody to get time. That's what I be trying to tell people. You know, allow these people to have the opportunity to just be a regular player. Like, allow him to build back up so that he can be worth something instead of us heaping all these god-awful expectations on him. And then when he goes out there and has a regular season, we looking at him like, oh, my God, he fell off. No, he didn't. You just didn't know what you were looking at. You know what I'm saying? What I'm expecting for Aldon Smith is just to be able to compete in 2020. Man, that's 5 years removed from football. 5. You know what I'm saying? And Jordan Jilks, I like that. And to be honest with you, I'm not just thinking that. I'm not thinking Aldon Smith's going to come in here and beat out Dorrance Armstrong. I'm not expecting that. Go look at Dorrance Armstrong. He looks like DeMarcus Lawrence. Like, he looks like DeMarcus Lawrence he looks like a young DeMarcus Lawrence. And he is violent. You know what I'm saying? And think about this. He did all that behind Robert Quinn, a dude getting 11.5 sacks. So imagine what Dorrance Armstrong could have done had he would have been able to play. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that. Imagine that. People say, but you know, what's the difference between Dorrance Armstrong and Robert Quinn? Because Robert Quinn, you know, he didn't play, but this is the difference. Robert Quinn, where did he play the year before? Did he play in the year in the NFL? Tell me a player who did not play football for 5 years, come back in and lead a team in sacks. Realistically. Like, that's why I just be saying, realistically, what do I see for Aldon Smith? I don't know. I got to see him on a practice field. I can't even put a number on him right now. I can only put numbers on folks that are actually playing. You know what I'm saying? Because anything else is a hope and an expectation, because I now ask you, well, what's your proof behind that? And you say, I just feel it. I just have a feeling. Don't at me. You know what I'm saying? That means you don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say with Aldon Smith, let's just get him into camp. Let's hope that he can get through camp healthy without getting injured, since he hasn't played in a camp in 5 years. That would be a realistic expectation. Can he take that grind every single day? You know what I'm saying? Can he take that grind every single day? So, I mean, you know, can his body take that without being injured? Because a lot of times when players are out of football for a long time, i.e. Dez Bryant, it happened to Dez, the first thing that happens to them is they get hurt. And I'm not trying to wish it on them, but I'm just saying, when you pay attention to football, this is what you kind of see. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm not putting no expectations on an Aldon Smith. Like, I'm not. I can't even understand what he's gonna be until I see what he's gonna be on the football field. Because let's just be real. On that treadmill, I know a lot of people got excited about him running, but he's not gonna be running like that when he's running after a quarterback. That's long stride running. He ain't no damn wide receiver. So him running on a treadmill, I mean, I know it made y'all feel all good, but to me, I'm like, okay, he's a defensive end, and he didn't have an injury. So all I'm looking at is a huge dude running. You know what I'm saying? I want to see, you know, maybe I'm just a hard critic, but I want to see some cones, man. Let me see how fast you can get to that cone to that cone. Why? Because that cone represents the quarterback. He ain't going to be chasing down no wide receivers. So I care less how far he can stride. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Gary says, never put the cart before the horse. Exactly, OG. Exactly. Let the kid get to court. Let the kid get to training camp first. Because training camp is going to whip his butt, man, and you ain't been in it for 5 years. And think about this. Not only is he going to whip his butt, but you're going to have other dudes like Dorrance Armstrong who've been in the program 4 years. So do I think a guy who's been in the program 4 years is going to get out-whooped by a guy who ain't been in the league 5? Nah, I'm sorry, God. For some odd reason, I just got to take that. I just got to put my money on that guy, Dorrance Armstrong, who looked really good last year, even though he was playing behind a guy who had 11.5 sacks. Like, imagine that. Part of the reason why you don't know about Dorrance Armstrong is because he couldn't beat out Robert Quinn, who just got like $65 million. But he led the way. Arthur says, hopefully they get Prescott's contract situation done. I mean, that's the hope, man. That's definitely the hope. I mean, what you guys think is going to happen, man? You guys think Dak Prescott will play on that tag? I mean, would you play on the tag? I want to know. Hey, this question is brought to you by this smarty, sweetie. It's not a orange. My kid says it's a sweetie. Tell me, would you play on the tag? Hey, fire too. Woo! Hey, if they got these at your store, you need to get these, the little ones, the little oranges, that little candies. Manny says he ain't playing on the tag. Steve, we didn't ask you if Prescott was going anywhere. I asked you, would you play on the tag? I need you to identify with yourself. Let me know, Steve. Would you play on the tag? E. Kush said, nope. Hey, shout out to everybody that's putting stars. Miss Tony, I'm telling you right now, I can't see it. Because I know Miss Tony, I can't even see it, but I know she didn't drop some stones in there. So I appreciate you. Cody, I appreciate you. Arthur, nope. No, do you think he's worth $40 million? That's not the question. Hey, I'm going to tell y'all something about West Coast. I believe I'm worth whatever somebody's willing to pay me. That's what I believe I'm worth. I believe you're worth whatever somebody's willing to pay you. So you can't ask me do I believe he's worth $40 million. Because if somebody's willing to pay Dak Prescott $40 million, then he's worth it. Joyce says, nope, not me. Cameron says he would play on the tag. Cameron, tell me, why would you play on the tag? Tell me. Explain to me why you would pay on the tag. Explain to that. Because imagine if your owner of your company told you that. Imagine if you came to your owner and you said, hey, man, I'm out here. I'm a store manager, and I'm out here beating everybody, and I play above, and my numbers are better than all these other store managers, but these other store managers are making more money than me. Appreciate you, Tyrone. I got your question next. These other store managers are making more money than me. And then your district manager comes to you and says, all right, well, don't trip. This is what I'm going to do. I want you to just blow this next month out of the water, this next winter out of the water, and we're going to work on trying to see about getting you, a better deal. So then you go in there and you blow them dudes out the water. And your district manager come in and you go to your district manager like, yo, bro, I did it, man. I blew him out the water. Be like, yeah, you blew him out the water, but the whole company didn't do good last year. You be like, what do you mean the whole company didn't do good? Yeah, the whole company didn't make the playoffs. But then you'd be like, but I did my job. I beat all the guys in my area, and I played better than them, and they make more money than me. And then they tell you, okay, well, you still got to wait one more year. We want to see. Would you want to wait? Would you want to still play on that tag? When you see guys like Cousins, who's never won a playoff game, getting paid. Carson Wentz still ain't won a playoff game to this day, still getting paid. Jared Goff, we know he better than Jared Goff. He getting paid. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't want to play on that. All right, Tyrone says, how do you feel about Drake Kirkpatrick or Thurman Johnson? I like Drake Kirkpatrick a little bit better than Thurman. I think Drake Kirkpatrick still has a little bit of dog in him. I also think that Drake Kirkpatrick and if I'm not mistaken, Drake, I got to look this up, but if I'm not mistaken, Drake Kirkpatrick and Al Harris have like if I'm not mistaken, they have like a relationship, like a friendship between those two. So to think that Al Harris would be coaching like a guy that, one of his dogs, I think, one of his practice buddies, I just think that would be kind of neat. I'm going to be honest with you also. Drake Kirkpatrick was a part of that Bengals defense that had Vontaze Burfict, and I'm going to tell you, them dudes they were dirty players. And I'm going to be honest with you, I loved every bit of it. I ain't gonna lie, man. I like dirty players, man. I think obviously don't hurt nobody because, everybody got a mama, auntie in the stands. But I just like nasty players like Will Hernandez. Like, if you ask me right now, is there any player in the NFL that you would want? Will Hernandez, you know what I'm saying? That's him that everybody hate. Will, I just love nasty, dirty players. I just love it, man. It's just something about a dude that'll just spit in your face. You know what I'm saying? When you on the football field, like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so disrespectful. Well, you know what I'm saying? That's the defense and offensive line. That's how it is all day. All day. They going to spit on your hands, spit in your face, do whatever that's football. And I love it, man. Now, obviously, don't hurt nobody. But I just love that. I love that dog football, man. I love that I'm emotionally invested in this game. So when we lose, I'm pissed off. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Because that's how I be, man. Y'all catch me after a loss, bro. I be in my feelings. Woo, I be in my feelings. Feelings, you know what I'm saying? So I like it. I wouldn't mind bringing Drake or Patrick because Jordan Lewis is a dog. Jordan Lewis is a dog. And remember, y'all, I ain't got Corona. I got it's California. I got cannabis. You know what I'm saying? It's that other one that gets you. It's that other dragon that'll get you right in. You know what I'm saying? It's just the music. You know what I'm saying? It's a good feeling, though. But, yeah, man, but y'all get what I'm saying, though. Y'all get what I'm saying on that subject. Let me get back into these comment box. I hope so. He's the wolf honey. Talking about LVE. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I have absolutely no update on LVE. I have absolutely no update on LVE. None. At all. I mean, none. I know he did a buckle up commercial for the city of Iowa. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I've been making sure I buckled up more ever since, too. Shout out to LVE for that. You know what I'm saying? I understand the importance of buckling up. But, yeah, man, I ain't heard nothing from LVE, man. I ain't heard nothing. Yeah, Wendy, I ain't heard nothing from LVE. Like, I ain't heard nothing from LVE. Like, I haven't heard anything. Big Poppy says, where am I answering questions at? I'm answering questions on YouTube and Facebook. If you have a question over here on Instagram, I got you, though. Travis says, where should the boys be able to pay Jamal Adams when the Dak is going to get a fat bag? Absolutely. The Dallas Cowboys have, I think it's like $89 million in free cap right now. Like, absolutely. Absolutely, we have the money. Jerry Jones will never run out of money. And if you do run out of money, you just take a penalty. That's it. You just take a penalty. You get in trouble. You get a slap on the hand. You move on. Nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Jones has never not been able to get a player. Like, for real. Remember all that stuff they said last year? How are we going to sign Zeke? We can't afford to sign Zeke. In the same year, we signed D-Law. We signed Ezekiel Elliott and Jalen Smith. After they try to sell us, oh, we don't have the money. We don't have the money. Yeah, we do. We have the money. We have the money. We have the money. You know what I'm saying? It's like when your mama be in the store and she be like, I ain't got no, you got them. But mama, I thought you just put the candy. You put the candy you like in the basket, but you ain't got money for the candy. I ain't got money for that. It's like one of them situations. You know what I'm saying? Wendy, she says, Richard, like is your fault. My grandparents get mad if she's unable to cowboy up with toenails like it really matters. I heard that. Carrie says that's why we need to sign Malcolm Smith. We can still get him right. Absolutely. You guys know Malcolm Smith and Antoine. Antoine Woods is a Dallas Cowboy for a year. It was probably not the way he wanted it. It was kind of by default. Dallas Cowboys let the clock run out on him, so naturally he defaults back to the Dallas Cowboys. So he will be back with the Dallas Cowboys on a minimum contract.